Hey guys, it's Epic Underworlds. Today I'm going to be showing you every single card in Core Set 1 of Epic Underworlds. There's about 123 cards, I believe, in it, so quite a few, and I'm going to be showing you guys each and every single card. Just a little brief explanation of each card, just so you guys can see them. And if you want to join the Discord, so you guys can play Epic Underworlds, feel free to do that. We have a tournament starting soon, which is the video I did last time. And yeah, so this is a fallen champion. Basically, gain the you basically gain the attack value of a card in your discard pile. Acid Rain Cloud, very unlucky at points, but when this does work, it is really fun to use. Acid Spider, just a really bad card. I definitely don't recommend putting it in your deck. Aggressinator, a fan favorite card, and it's actually pretty decent for only 4 points. Albino Flamebolt, this is a really good non-ability creature. Just 6/6 stats are extremely powerful, so definitely recommend putting at least one of these in your deck if you're running no ability deck or just any deck in general. Albino Spike Dragon, this is kind of like a Spike Serpent, but a dragon form, because I wanted to try to add like enough cards that you guys can make dragon decks, hopefully. Alliance, this is actually proven to be a pretty good card. With the new expansion, the Frozen War expansion, which I don't even think you guys have seen on my YouTube channel. If you're on my Discord, then you can see it, but I definitely need to start making more videos showing cards. This basically just lets each player draw 2 cards. It might not sound that good, but it's actually pretty good with combos. Ancient Eye of Wisdom. Each time this card is discarded, basically each time a card is discarded while this card is in play, it gains 1 attack. One game, I had this card gain 20 attack. It was insane. Ancient Tonfish. Also, I'm not going to be doing these in order. As you can see, this one's card number 24, that one's card number 105. They're just kind of a random order. But Ancient Tonfish, add +2 attack to 1 creature when played. It's a pretty decent card. Arc Shield, nobody really uses this. It's only really for an Arc Mage deck. Arctic Spider Guard, I'm surprised not many people use this because it basically gains the attack and life values of a target creature already in play, and that can be your opponent's too. Arrow Rain, just a basic, do 1 damage to up to 3 cards in play. Arcs of Arcs, nobody's really used this card because it's kind of too expensive. Attack Drain, pretty good card. Backblade Serpent, another very good card. You can attack every creature in play with this card, and it's only 5 points. It was also card 1. Bag of Coins, a pretty sneaky little card. You get to subtract one of your opponent's points, and then you gain 1 point. Basic Loadout, don't really like the art. I might have to change that, unless you guys think it's alright, because it's not really that digital. But target creature gains 1 attack and 1 life. Bloodthorn Dragon, just a solid creature with flying, very good stats. Bombboy, nobody really uses this card either, but basically you can discard this card to destroy target card. Cancel, just a very good staple card. You could play this at any time in the game. When a creature attacks, cancel it. Cannon Blast, discard a card in your hand to kill target creature, just pretty basic and good. Cannon Crawler, this usually a card gets killed on the first turn, and this would probably be targeted, so yeah, nobody really uses this card, but it has good attack. Chain Whip Demon, when played, attach creature cards from your discard pile. This card basically gains 1 attack for each card you discard, or you attach to this card from your discard. So if you have 20 cards in your discard pile, this card gains 20 attack, which, that is pretty good. Chest of Cards, look at the top 3 cards of your deck and add 1 to your hand. Combat Engineer, you can combo this really well with Cranton. When played, look at the top 3 cards of your deck, put 1 in your hand, 1 in your discard pile, and 1 in your Underworld. And, as you can see, it combos with this, because if you peep at your top 3 cards of your deck, and this is one of them, you can send this card to your Underworld to draw 2 cards, which is absolutely insane. Creepy Forest, just really good for no ability decks. I recommend running at least 2 copies of it, though. Crystal Demons, while this card is in your hand, you may discard to discard target combat card. It's basically like a cancel, but it can also be a creature. Cube Serpent, really good for the Serpent deck. If you combo this well, you can draw 1 card when played. Cursed Remnants, when your opponent draws a card, discard it. Dark Rift Demon, a very bad card. Just like when played, heal 1 of your creatures to full health. It just never is really good. Dark Lore, this is a card by Stranded TCG. As you'll notice, there's a few fan art cards, and then there's a few cards from the Design a Card contest, which is almost over, but I have chosen a few already. Because nobody's really entered in the last 5 days, so I thought I might as well just start working on them. This card may attack 4 times per turn, but it cannot attack directly. But it is proven to be pretty balanced. It is 10 points though, which is pretty expensive. Deathly Summon, pretty good terrain card. Subtract 1 of your points to bring target card from your discard pile back to your hand or back to your deck. Demonic Zormax, when this card is killed, you may draw a card. Devil Night Plant Rose is basically just anti-terrain card stuff. Dice Commoner, a very fun card. You actually roll a dice to determine what this card's effect is. Duke the Nuke, one of the best cards in the game, I believe. I mean, it is an epic rare, so you can only have one epic rare per deck, drawn by Wrath of Kors. And yeah, this second ability is pretty insane. Exotic Dengomon, it's pretty good, and it has the ability Bleed, so very strong. Exotic Esco, very good for coming back on your opponent when you're losing. Flesh Tooth Dragon, a new dragon card I made. And then the Floodhound Dragon, which to go with the other dragons. Frickin' Firework, do 3 damage to every card in play that has the ability Flying. Not too good, but it is a pretty funny card. Gondo Core, extremely good for no ability decks. Sad you can only have one per deck though, but it is pretty good. Gondo Gates, drawn by Kingdoms TCG. You can combo this with Gondo Guard pretty well, so those are 2 pretty good cards. Gondo Ruins. If you're wondering what Gondo comes from, it's basically the planet where most of my creatures are living from. Each time your opponent attacks directly, roll a 6-sided dice. If it's a 6, you can cancel that attack. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's kind of just, it's basically a gamble card. Grapple Gun, return to a creature to its owner's hand. Very good. Handsaw Mech, only really good in mech decks. Heavy Mech to go along with this Handsaw Mech. Hellsent Spear, extremely good staple card, do 4 damage to the target creature. Hot Pike Demon, terrible card. Ice Watcher, pretty good well, it does have the ability, but it's kind of a blank card, but still pretty strong. Icewind Dagger, nobody really uses this one, but once there's quite a few good terrain cards, I think people will actually start using this more. Insta-Kill, basically like cancel, but you have another option. Instead of canceling attack, you can gain a point. Killer Cloud, discard cards from your hand. Nobody really likes to do that, so it's kind of pointless. Last Stand, a very good card. If you're losing by 3 points, you could search your whole deck for any card, which is a really good ability, but you have to be losing to use this. So it's very good for coming back. Little Mech, it's basically like Redcon Duo, but weaker. Lone Outpost, I'm honestly thinking this should be a rare card because it has 7 life and the ability Shield if it's the only card in play. So very strong. I definitely recommend you guys running this card. It's a really good first turn play. Massive Restraint. When a creature is played, that creature loses 3 attack. So if it's a weak creature, this is perfect so it can't attack. Mechanized Archmage, you can combo this really well with the Archmage, although I don't think this card is crazy good. Mechanized Carrot King, very good for first turn plays. We got Mechanized Deadshot Dan, extremely fun to use, just very good too. Mechanized Derpy Golem, as you can see there's kind of a theme of mechanized cards, of cards that used to be in the old game, now they're mechanized. So, this one, when you kill a card, your opponent discards the top card of their deck. Mechanized Shankfish to go with the other Shankfish. You can build a really good Shankfish deck with just the core set. Mechanized Spike Survey, it was just nerfed, but it's still pretty strong. Mechanized Tasmi, it's decently good. Mechanized Unknown Trooper, a really good card for unknown decks, and it is now fixed on untap if you guys were wondering. Mortar, one of the most annoying cards because it cancels, it's really good when you have it, but it's also really bad when you're playing against it. And most people run at least 2 copies of this in their deck. Mutant Shankfish, another card by Stranded TCG. This one was for the card art contest, and it's a very interesting ability. Not many people use it that much, but I think it's still a really cool artwork and a pretty interesting ability. Pile of Cards, it's kind of like the alternative to Chest of Cards, and it's a little cheaper. Plantog the Earthbreaker, Stranded TCG posted free art, and I thought I'd use this because I thought it looked so interesting and cool. So it's really good for reach decks, and it's just very interesting. Potion of Sus. This can either go really good, where your opponent draws 2 cards, you draw 2 cards, or your opponent gains 2 points. So this can be really good or really bad. Purple Puff Squid, very interesting card. When this card's killed, you basically summon a token in its place. Raising a Feared. I was watching a old show and I learned that a Feared is like a backup army or something. So all creatures in play gain 1 attack on your side. Renewal the Hunter, he doesn't even need a creature slot to attack, so it's very good. Razor Shard Serpent, you can combo this really well if you have a lot of Serpent cards in your deck. Redcon Duo, just a very strong card. When this card is summoned, you can summon another Redcon Duo. Sand Dollar Warrior, No, nobody really uses this. Saw Mech Destroyer. I think it's a little too expensive, but it's still a good card. Scavenger Mech for the mech decks. Shadow Samurai, one of my favorite cards in the game, and it's a very good ability. You can have 2 copies of it per deck. Once per game, this card can attack twice. Shankfish for the Shank decks, or the Shank Tank, which is the official name of the main Shankfish deck. A lot of people like this card. It was actually an old artwork from the old game. Shankladon. This was a design a card contest winner. Quack Quack. Just basically it kind of combos with the Shankfish, but it's like the shark version. Shellster, just a basic 3-point card. Shockstaff, extremely good. Another card art contest winner. I just absolutely love this artwork for some reason, and I love the ability. You can bring the top card of your discard pile back to your hand, and you can combo that card with a new card in the Frozen Tundra expansion, or sorry, Frozen War. Slim Sluggy, extremely versatile card. You can switch its stats when played, so it can either be very attack heavy or very defense heavy. Spear Guy, just for like, it's basically a filler card. If you have a really expensive deck and you need a 1-point card, now you have one. Spike Serpent, extremely good. One play, do 3 damage to a target creature, and then you can also attack normally. Spirit Swarm, very good card. When you kill a creature, draw a card. Spy Mech, look at your opponent's hand when played, once per game. No, I've never seen this card even put in any deck. This is like the only card that has literally never been in any game. So if you guys want to maybe use this card, but I tried to search it up on OnTap and I couldn't find it, so I tried to upload it again, and it said it was already in the database, so I have no idea what's going on with that card. Sten Gunner, just a good reach card. Stop Sign Mech, you can combo this with Yield Mech, which is later on. But one play, look at your opponent's hand and discard a card in their hand, in their hand, and then they can draw 1 card. Even though they can draw 1 card, it's still a very good ability. Strange Virus, it's a counter card to spells, which is finally added. As you can see, it was one of the last cards added in the set because it just needed to be added. Sunken Trident. Oh, by the way, guys, this set is very easy to use, so I definitely recommend it for beginners. It is on sale. Link in the description. Sunken Trident, attached creature gains ability bleed. A little too expensive. Surgical Implant, heal target creature to full health. It's good in some situations. Psiopod 7, just a no ability, 5-cost creature. Or sorry, 5 points. Tase Whip, way too expensive. It should be 2 or 3 points. But do 2 damage to target creature or stun them. Tasmi the Great, one of my personal favorites. He kind of shows up in quite a few different artworks, which will be in the Frozen War expansion, so I'm very looking forward to. He's kind of like a fan art card, or a fan favorite. Once per game, if this card kills a creature, it only has 1 attack though, but if it does, it gains 5 attack, which actually happens quite a bit. The Archmage, 4/4, 1 played, stun a creature. Classic card. A lot of people like him, but a lot of people don't use him for some reason, but I think he's really cool. Curse Stump, very good staple card. When this card is killed, you gain a point, as in the caster that played this card. Gondo Wizard, good for bringing back cards from your discard pile to your hand, but a little too expensive. The Inner Archmage, this used to be a spell card in the old game, but now it's a creature card, and it's an epic rare. I don't know if it should be an epic rare, but it has a pretty strong ability. The One Orb, you gain 1 point. It's the Sandwich. Yes, that's supposed to be spelled that way. This is just a meme card, but it's still kind of used. Toxic Mutant Mech, kind of like it hogs the board because your other creatures can't attack, but it's got 10 whole attacks, so I think it's worth it. Tree of Zorbax, when your opponent attacks directly, draw 1 card. Nobody really uses this card unless you're in an Icicle deck. Turtle, it's good, but when this card's killed, your opponent draws a card, so not many people use it. Unknown Beam, you can try to take over one of your opponent's cards. Unknown Drone Scout, really good for the unknown cards or unknown deck because it has 2 keyword abilities and it can gain a bunch of attack. Unknown Fruit, it's a staple card if you have an unknown deck. Which, by the way, I should say that I am making an unknown starter deck, which will be one of the main decks that you guys can get on the Game Crafter. I'm going to be making the unknown deck and then another one and be releasing those as the first set 1 starter decks. Unknown Hammer, kill all creatures that have a keyword ability. It's good against some decks. And then Unknown Head, this is a promo card for the Unknown deck. When played, this card gains 1 attack if you have an unknown card in your discard pile. 1/1, but it is only 2 points, so I think it's pretty good. Unknown Trooper, this guy had to be nerfed because it was just so good. When your opponent's creatures attack this, they do like 1 less damage. Unknown Warlord, when played, you may attach up to 5 unknown cards from discard pile to this card. This card gains 1 life for every card attached. Unknown Warrior by King Froggy the First, another card art contest winner. Every time this card kills a creature via attack, you can draw one card if you have another unknown card in play. Really good for draw support and good for the unknowns. Unleashed Demon. This is an artwork I might redo, but let me know down in the comments what your favorite card is, and also let me know if I should redo this artwork. Once per game, instead of moving this card to your discard pile, you may instead move it to your deck. Viking Source. I actually really like this card. It's a hand-drawn card, but I think it actually is pretty good for a hand-drawn card. Every time this card kills a creature with an epic rare or rare status, gain 1 point. War-Torn Spike Serpent. Just a really cool looking Spike Serpent. Spike Serpent is just one of my favorite cards and one of my fan favorite cards, so I made a few different versions of him. Winter Warlet, just a good no ability creature. Woodland Club adds +3 attack to a creature. Not many people use this, but I think it's pretty good. Yield Mech to combo with Stop Sign Mech. Zipper Man. This isn't a fan art card, but it is a card made by someone else from my old game, so I reused the artwork because I loved it so much. When played, you may discard target attachment card in play, and it's got the ability Bleed. Zormax, another fan favorite card and a personal favorite of mine. This is kind of like the cover card of the old game and Epic Wars TCG, so I brought it back. It's a 7/4 and just no ability. Zormgadur, kind of relating to Zormax, it was an old fan art winner from an old contest by Arcanus Games. As long as there is a train card in play, this card gains the ability Reach. And that wraps it up, all 123 or 4 plus cards in the game. Let me know which card is your favorite. Next, I'll be showing some Frozen War cards, which I'm very excited to show you guys. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next Epic Underworlds video. See ya!